Hello there. We are back with some more set review action. This time we're going over the cards in Secrets of Power. Once again, joined by my teammate Hector. Um, he was with me for the last set review, and we had some good discussions over the cards. So we're back at it for another set. I think with all that out of the way, let's jump into some cards. So first up, we've got the Chancellor Palpatine leader.
I like him. I think he could be pretty fun. Um, I like his plot ability. I like that you can search for plots. He's got decent numbers for coming out on 7, 6, 8. Um, and I think maybe with a lot of the cards, not just leaders, but a lot of the cards for this set, um, I think a lot of them are fine, but might not be better than stuff from previous sets.
Yeah, that's always a concern, especially. I mean, I think they intentionally put the weaker cards in the third set in the block because it's going to be
Yeah.
in Premiere for the least amount of time anyway. Um, so yeah, it's definitely a concern. I think in general the power level for this set is a little bit lower. Um,
Yeah.
but Chancellor himself, I like Chancellor a lot. I don't think we've gotten a leader ability that is just unconditional pay one draw a card. Like sure it has to be a plot. Like the
Yeah.
other one was casting and you had to have a unit in play and hit your opponent's base with it. And then pay one to draw a card. This is card selection as long as it's spot too, which is very nice. Um,
Yeah.
Deployed side's big. 7 deploy 6/8. Like that's what you want. It's good stats. And
The good thing with this one is when you deploy him, you could have a really impactful deploy turn, suiting him up with plots and supporting him with plot cards.
yeah, it's very similar to Kylo 5 in that regard. Of you're trying to build towards this flip where you just have a really explosive flip and use that to close out the game. If there's enough good plot for him to see competitive play, I don't know. I think Villainy actually got quite a few playable plot cards, especially if you go into like blue green Villainy,
Yeah.
which I think is probably his best shell anyway. So I could definitely
Mm-hmm.
see him seeing some play. I think especially in slower metas, being able to just like draw cards and cycle through your deck and then have an explosive flip is very appealing.
Yeah. He's one of to be fair, he's one of my favorite leaders in this set. Like, he's one of the ones I'm looking forward to building a deck around. Um, I'm not thinking it's going to be horribly competitive or anything, but I just think it'll be fun.
Yep. All right. Next is Jabba the Hutt.
um, I'm not too thrilled about Jabba. I mean, sure, you could deal damage with him. He comes out on 5, which is nice. As you know, only 2 attack, but he's pretty sticky. Um, his flip side, when another friendly unit is dealt damage and survives, you may have a deal that much damage to an enemy unit. I think that could be kind of cool.
I think his
Again,
deployed
I
side
don't think it's
is
going to be terribly competitive.
yeah, his deployed side is really really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to have like you can ambush a Forlom into their to finish off their damage 3/5 and then kill something else. Like being able to just get extra value from ambush, and ambush is already a very strong keyword. Um, it's really unfortunate it doesn't trigger on himself. Like I almost wish he was a 2/6 and it
Yeah.
triggered on himself, so he could like trade with leaders or things. But like Kira can do.
Mm-hmm.
Kira at least gets to trade with leaders. Jabba doesn't. And yes, French Strike's just atrocious. Pay one
Yeah.
and achieve this condition for 1 damage, and then
Yeah.
maybe 2 damage if you achieve this extra condition. Like you might as well play with no leader ability. Like I'd prefer no leader ability than than that. Um,
Right.
and I think having a blank leader side makes it pretty unlikely that they'll see competitive play at least at a high level. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Maybe we'll get some Hut synergy in the future that makes them more appealing. But right now, I just don't see it. Next up is Lamasu.
Um, I'm not too keen on this card. Yeah, you can play an upgrade for cheaper on a non-vehicle unit specifically. we've had cards that allow you to do that, and they don't see that much play. In a leader, yeah, I mean it's fine, whatever. It might be good in limited.
Yeah,
6 deploy, 3/7. I'm not jazzed about the numbers, and then you can play one from your discard pile. So you can recycle something. It's not my favorite.
I feel like if the leader ability triggered on attack instead of when this unit completes an attack, I would be a lot more on
Mm-hmm.
board. Now, being able
Yeah,
to actually benefit from the leader on Lamasu when she attacks brings her power level down quite a bit. Um, Frontside's fine, but it falls into the usual problem of like upgrade leaders generally don't see play unless they're very broad. Like Gar Saxon and Kylo
mm-hmm.
5 have been the only upgrade centric leaders that have seen play. And Gar Saxon just
Yeah,
benefits off of shields mainly, so you don't have to play too many upgrades. And Kylo wants you to play a lot of upgrades, but he usually ends up just like discarding them to make your deck more consistent, and then using them on his flip,
yeah,
obviously. But this leader requires you to actually put them on units, and traditionally we've seen that as not really a very good strategy if you want to win the game, because you'll get waylaid or power of the dark side or whatever. Um,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have lost to this online because sometimes you don't draw their answers and they just put like 6 upgrades on a high low bottom enforcer and they have a 12-14 and you can't do anything. But I feel like the average game, like there's too many answers to that kind of strategy that it just won't see much play
Yeah.
competitively.
Maybe post rotation, if a bunch of the upgrade hate is gone, maybe it's a little stronger, but I don't know.
Yep. Next up is Leia Organa.
I like her ability as far as disclosing a card, and then you can give an experience token to something that doesn't share an aspect. So uh, I can see you getting that off often enough. That's fine. She's New Republic, which is kind of a worthless trait. Yes, she's an official, and that's fine. And then she does the same thing, but on attack. Uh, 4/7 standard numbers, I guess, for a 6 drop. There could be some cool little combination that you can do with her to pump your units, but other than that, I don't think she's gonna be setting the meta on fire.
So the tough part about her leader ability is if you just close a command heroism card, you can't give it to a vigilance heroism card because they would
Yeah,
share aspects. So
it's gonna share the
you have to include more neutral cards in your deck than
mm-hmm.
typical to make the most use case out of the leader. Um, Pay one for an XP is fine. We've seen like a billion variations of that effect. It's seen varying success. Snoke's seen
Mm-hmm.
fringe play. Rey's seen fringe play. Um, Her deployed side, she can buff herself at least, which is nice. That's always a good thing. And I've seen some builds of her where you like disclose, protect the pod, or fell the dragon, like this neutral removal that you can play anyway, and then use that to buff the other color of unit, which,
Yeah,
it's it's something. It's probably the best way to play her, but I don't know if that's enough to make me run her over other the blue heroism options. Now in
no,
limited, I think limited pump leaders are usually very good, and I feel
mm-hmm.
like we'll be playing more neutral cards because you don't open as many. Like the heroism
Right.
aspect cards are usually like uncommon or higher for the ones worth playing. So you will naturally put more neutral cards in your deck, and her leader ability will probably be online more often than in Premier, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously very good in Twin Suns, where you have an extra aspect or two in your deck. So
Yes.
that definitely helps to turn her leader ability on. So I think she's a premier or not a premier leader. She'll be fine in limited and she'll be fun in Twin Suns, and I think that's where she'll live primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Satine Cries.
Healing 2 damage to a unit for no cost is pretty good, but then you have to deal it to your face. Not horribly keen on that. I mean, yes, there'll be uses for it. Her deploy side, she comes out on 5 as a 0/8. She's really sticky. Restore 4 is huge. I just think if you're going to play a leader that hinges on restore, why not just play Ray or something?
Yeah, I think she will be played in the same way Ray has been played in the past, in like a data vault. I'm gonna stall the game for
Yeah.
infinity turns until maybe eventually my home ones play 7 drops and I kill you that way. Um, like it's fine. Like I think it's a side grade to Ray. I think Ray and Satine both have decent things going for them. Like you've got so much restore in your deck that the heal 2 damage from a unit is almost free. Like it's sometimes you just have a board state where you're actually wasting the healing because you've got so much restore
Yeah.
on board and your opponent's not hitting you. So being able to have an extra outlet for that is nice. If I have to play restore 4, like if you sit across from a space aggro deck, they will just like punch themselves. They will feel so bad. Like I can't interact with this, and you just have this restore 4 unit. Ground aggro,
Yeah.
they'll just like ambush a wrecker over or whatever. Like similar to Ray. Like Ray usually eats an ambush, and then you just win with the rest of your deck, hopefully. Yeah, she's fine. I mean, I could totally
Yeah.
see her seeing some competitive play, but she's something we've seen before in a slightly different fashion than it. I don't think gives you too much
Mhm.
advantage compared to Ray. Next up is the Chancellor's Shuttle.
Um, in a like Palpatine Chancellor Palpatine deck, um, I think this could be okay. I mean, 2 cost, 1/3 restore 1 in space. That's not too bad. And give an experience token to a unit if you control Chancellor Palpatine. I think that card's decent.
I'm disappointed that this isn't more pushed since Chancellor 7 to play. Um,
Mm.
They said in a Devs Insights tweet that this card originally had plot, but they removed plot because they wanted to work with Set 3 Chancellor Palpatine, who is the only non-deploy leader we have. Um,
Yeah.
so I think that ended up kind of tanking this card's power level. I guess it's fine when defeated given XP isn't the worst text. I wish it would have been a 2/3 or had restore 2 or something. I don't think they pushed the card very hard. It's like okay, maybe we'll play it in a Chancellor deck, but I feel like there's better early space options. And then we've got the Treyas Alkalite.
Another 2/4 for 2. Turn 1 play, Force unit, Sith unit. It's fine. Vanilla. But, if you want to, you need more options for a Villainy Force deck. Here's another turn 1 play you could use.
I think Force is still lacking in a huge density of good turn 1 plays, so I think this
Mm-hmm.
card might see play just like it's a well statted Force unit. Like that's what I want in my deck to get the Force
Yeah.
early. Um, yeah, I mean it's a good statted vanilla that probably will see some play. Can't complain. Sith Trait is interesting too. There's not a lot of Sith units, so like if you want to play Darth Revan's lightsabers in your list, this is an early Sith unit to put it on. It makes it a
Mm-hmm.
4/6 grit on turn 2,
Yeah.
which is pretty scary. All right, next is Zam Wessel.
1/5 for 2. When it's upgraded, she gains grit. Um, sure, if she's upgraded and has grit, she could be pretty good. If you don't have an upgrade or if your upgrade gets removed, she's just a 1/5. So yeah, I'm not too keen on this card. It's it's just meh.
It's interesting in Kira where you can pay 1 and shield it, and then it gets grit
Mhm.
with the 2 damage that you shielded it. So now it's a 3/3 shielded. They pop the shield, then you can do it again, and now it's a 5/1 shielded all of a sudden. Um, but like, I don't think Kira is lacking in
It
good
doesn't
turn
need
1
it.
plays, and you have to
Yeah.
put actions and resources into this to make it good. Um,
Hmm.
this is obviously designed with work with Lamasu, but I think Lamasu is a very good leader, so that definitely makes me sour my expectations of this card a bit more. So yeah, it's just
Hmm.
it's a 5 health turn 1 play, which is nice to dodge Tarkin Town. Um,
Yeah.
so it might see fringe play because of that, but other than that, I don't know. She's just okay draft filler.
Yeah.
Then we've got a Death Trooper reprint.
Yeah. Death Trooper. I mean, it'll see about as much play as it always has. I mean, Death Trooper has been a useful card in a lot of decks. So yeah.
I really like this reprint. This is one of my favorite art pieces in the game, so seeing it survive rotation is awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's a fine card. It fills an interesting niche. It's very it shows what they want Blue Villain's color identity to be, which is like this grit synergy that Death Trooper helps enable, which is nice. Next is Nuke Gunray.
3/4 grit. You can give another friendly official unit Sentinel for this phase. I do think that ability could be useful because there was a lot of officials in this set. There's a lot of good official synergy. 3/4, the numbers are fine. It's an okay card if you're going to build some sort of official style deck.
I feel like this will see Fringe play in some deck. There's so many officials now in the game, and quite a few of them have good, at least disruptive techs. So being able to give them Sentinel and stall the game out a bit, like I could see playing this in like a Palpatine Blue, set 1 Emperor Palpatine Blue. Like I already want to play turn 1 officials to turn on my Emperor's Will Guard, so now I can play. Nuke Gunray is kind of extra copies of Emperor's Will Guard because it just gives the turn 1 play Sentinel, which is interesting. So yeah, I can definitely see it seeing play in some decks, and it's very thematic. He throws his other officials under the bus to escape justice. It's right on the money for the flavor, which is always nice when they do that on a card. And we've got Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle.
If you're playing with some Sentinels, this could be good, giving them +2 health. By itself, it's just a 3/5, but it is a space unit, so the numbers aren't horrible. They're not necessarily the best, but yeah, in the right sort of deck, this card could be useful.
More blue Phasma cards. We're getting there.
Yeah.
I doubt with the rate we're getting blue first order cards that Blue Phasma will ever be a even Fringe playable deck. But like the card's fine. The text on the card is actually really strong. I think the problem is Villainy doesn't have many good early game Sentinels that curve well into this. Like I was trying to think about it, and the best one I came up with Phase 3 Dark Trooper. And if you're in a blue-green deck and you play Phase 3 Dark Trooper into Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle, all of a sudden it's a 3/5 Sentinel that gets XP when they attack it. That seems really strong. I don't know what deck wants to play this 2-card combo, but that seems like a reasonable use case for the card. I think if this card was Heroism, it'd be borderline broken, though. Heroism is so much better.
Yes.
Early
they
Sentinels.
Have better Sentinels.
So, like, if Chancellor... Set 3 Chancellor, you can, like, play a Lothwolf turn 1, they kill it. You play Village Protector's Flip, and then you play Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle, and now your Village Protector is a 2/4 Shielded Sentinel. Like, it's pretty crazy. So, like, I could see playing in Chancellor. Maybe there's some slow, soft control deck that wants to play it if that's playing a lot of early game Sentinels. So I definitely could see it. It's still kind of lame for a Legendary. Would have preferred it been a rare. I don't think there's too many early game Sentinels that this really needs to be Legendary for draft balance. But Legendaries in this game in general have been pretty hit or miss on power level.
Yeah.
So, it's just another part of that trend. Next is Sly Moore.
I like Sly Moore. Numbers or whatever, they're just 2/6. But it's an official. The when played ability, I think, is pretty strong, and plot. So, you like, for example, going back to Chancellor Palpatine, you can flip this one for 1 and give everything -2. That's not bad.
I think I'd consider playing this card with plot, without plot, and with plot. It seems pretty high chance that I'm gonna find slots for this in some sort of deck.
Yeah, like I could play this without plot.
But like this against Vader 4 is basically skipping their round. Like all their units deal 0 damage, except other niche scenarios. Like it's just being able to slow down aggro. Like it's so potent at slowing down decks that want to hit your face with a ton of units. That I definitely think it'll see play in some slower deck. And the nice thing is it's each enemy unit while attacking a base. So if you want your Twin Suns games to go longer, this just like blanks a whole round of damage. It is actually crazy how much damage this prevents people from doing for a whole round. So like
Yeah.
I'm probably putting this in Twin Suns decks just to see the chaos ensue when I flip it on the table and be like, I thought I could kill this person, but now I'm doing like 8 less damage, and this person can't kill this person. Like, it seems crazy that, and it seems good in limited too. Like, I feel like the farm rate will be slower in this particular limited environment. So having a card that slows it down even further and can get to like, there's some 9-drop bombs in this game or in this limited environment that you might want to get to. So and Slimeware helps with that.
Hmm.
So all around great card.
Yeah.
Speaking of great cards, here's Cad Bane.
I like Cad Bane. Uh, Anyone played where you can possibly defeat a unit is good. Yes, it has to have 2 or less remaining hit points, but that's not that hard to do. And you can plot it in if you want 4 or 5, so the numbers are fine. It's decent. I can see this card being used.
Someone at FFG was like, Kira does not have enough devastating gunships. We're gonna print another devastating gunship and give it plot, just so Kira can
Put
play
it
it
on the
one full
ground.
turn. Yeah, I mean it's great. Underworld and Bounty Hunter are good traits too.
Mhm.
Um, if you ambush it, it can kill a 6 health leader and probably live. Like just all around great cards or great things going for this card. And like
Yeah.
worst case, you just row it, and then if it comes up, you plot it. If it doesn't come up, you don't plot it. That's a big thing about plot cards. You can put them in your deck, and then you just auto resource them. And if it's like the scenario is not good for that plot card, you just don't pay for it. Like you just do something else. Um,
Yeah.
so I think every deck will consider playing some plot because it gives you that flexibility on your deploy turn that you may not even need to tap into, but when you do need to tap into, it's pretty potent. Next up is Darth Scion.
Um, in some scenarios, you can play this and it can be huge if you happen to defeat a bunch of enemy units. Um, if it has 7 more power, you can bounce it in your hand and possibly play him again. I mean, I could see a use for this card. I just think it's probably a little too complicated to make it work. You can play faster, easier things.
I feel like it's really hard to kill 2 units in one round to get this to a 7/7 on average.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like if it was 6 or more power, like if he was just a like you have to kill a guy to make him a 6/6, and then he came back, like he'd be really strong. I think they're a little overly cautious. It's nice that he has a when defeated ability, so Krennic can reduce it. Like
Hmm.
my teammate is a big fan of, or our other teammate is a big fan of that throwing for yellow force build, and this slots right into it. Like it's got a when
Yeah.
defeated ability, so Krennic reduces it. It's a force unit to get your force. Sometimes you play it after a legacy run and kill like 4 of your opponent's units, and now it's a 9/9 that comes back to your hand if you kill it. If you sneak attack it and the condition is on, it just comes back to your hand. Like, it seems like custom designed for that shell. Outside of that shell, I don't think it's worth slotting.
No, no, but if you play it for 4 resources, yeah, it's 4 resource 5/5 is pretty decent by itself.
Yep. So yeah, outside of that shell, it's just I think there are better options. But in that shell, it's seems pretty potent, at least on paper. I haven't tested it too much. And we've got Dogmatic Shock Squad.
Um, this card's fine. 6 cost, 4/6 Sentinel, fine. Plot, fine. I mean, in a deck where you want to plot something out, flip your leader, flip this out. Now you've got a Sentinel to protect your leader. I could see some uses for it. Outside of that, there are other 4/6 Sentinels that you might rather play.
I feel like the problem with this card is Synta Kaz exists, and if I'm playing a 6 cost plot card, why would I not just play Synta and attack with my leader?
Yeah,
That's the competition it's having to deal with. I won't go on about Synta here. I'll talk about her plenty in the aggression video, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean it's fine. I think this is going to be pretty disgusting and limited, but
Hmm.
aside from limited, I don't know if it's worth slotting. Like I feel like we've got better Sentinels. Sure, they don't have plot, but you can just play them before flipping your leader anyway. So I don't
Hmm.
know if it's really worthwhile to get 1 action efficiency to get a worse statted Sentinel than you can get otherwise. Next is the Cantwell Arrestor Cruiser.
You have to disclose double blue and a villainy. And then you can exhaust an enemy unit and it can't ready while this unit is in play. Uh, that could be pretty nasty. You can exhaust one of their tough units and they can't get it back unless they get rid of this. I can see it being more powerful post rotation when some of the easy removal cards are gone if they don't reprint them. Um, but there are other things you could do with 7 resources as well. This isn't a bad card, and it's a capital ship, so
It is interesting that it doesn't say non-leader. Like you can perma exhaust their leader if they can't remove this,
yeah,
which is seems powerful. I think unfortunately pre-rotation there's too much removal, so this card
yeah,
will like you'll do the thing and you'll tap their guy, and then they will just immediately kill it, and then
and then
hit you with their
fell,
other units, and
waylay,
then their unit readies, and
rivals fall, anything,
yeah. But
vanquish.
it is a capital ship for Piet. Playing this on 5 and Piet seems pretty gross.
Yeah,
Like if Fleet Interdictor's bad in the matchup, now it has a pretty generically good option. I think Piet just has core problems that has prevented it from having too much competitive success, but it's definitely very good in Piet. Outside of Piet, I think it's just too slow with the amount of removal in the current format. Next is Condemn.
it's kind of a more complicated. What's that card? Entrenched type, entrenched type card where you can attack or you can attack, but I'm going to give it -6. Um, I could see it being useful in some scenarios. In limited, I could see it being useful, as to fill that kind of entrenched style void. Um, and then some upgrade decks maybe where you just want to hinder your opponent a bit.
It's worth noting that the and loses all of their ability text is actually separate from the while attacking text. So this card is just pay 3 to blank a unit's abilities, even if it's not attacking, which might be worth a niche on its own. Um, that's not text we see very often, aside from like Force Lightning that's seen competitive play. Um, so like being able, and it also can go on leaders. So I'm actually really
Yeah.
high on this card. Being able to just like play this on your opponent's leader, and if they don't have upgrade removal, you just blank their leader and potentially they get hit for 0. Um, and it doesn't fall into the entrenched problem of like, well, I have to now play 0 units in that lane
Yeah, and in that
otherwise they just
lane,
kill them
right?
for free with the super buffed unit. So I think this card is very good. I think the problem is just finding the shell to play it in that actually wants it. It's
Hmm.
probably hard control pre-rotation, which is not what FFG wants, but people are still going to do it. And I think it's really good. Like it's a Chewbacca answer in hard control. They play
Yeah.
ship into Chewbacca, you condemn it, or ship probably hits for 0, and now you can kill it. Um, like that seems very very good in that scenario. So yeah, I think in slower decks they'll definitely consider playing this card. I think it has a lot of flexibility for a cheap 3 cost upgrade. Next is Creditor's Claim.
Um, Another upgrade gives you attached unit a when defeated, and then you can defeat something with 3 or less remaining hit points. I can see that being kind of useful. You give something a +2/+2, give it a when defeated ability. Um, it's just again kind of a complicated way to go about getting rid of something.
Obligatory, it says when defeated on it, probably good in Thrawn.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe Thrawn will play it. I think no other deck wants this over other upgrades. I think there are high upgrades with higher upside for 3 resources.
hmm
I could be playing Condemn or General's Blade or Jedi Lightsaber. Instead, I'm playing this garbage. Now, in Limited, I think this card seems frightening. It buffs their unit,
yeah.
and then even if you kill their unit, you get to take something else out with it, and you can put it on leaders. Like that seems very good in a limited context. I just don't think it quite does enough for its cost and for premier context.
In
Just
Premiere.
now we've got emergency powers.
Hey, you can give something a bunch of experience tokens, um, and then it can get bamboozled or waylaid or any other cards. The Ether Sprite.
Calculated lethality and you steal all of them.
Yeah, yeah. This card seems kind of cool conceptually, but there's so many ways it can get countered that I probably wouldn't risk playing it.
Now, I think you just. This card is frightening to exist in the card pool because now you have to. Every time you're sitting across from a blue villain deck, you have to think if I tap out, do I die here? Because they could just play emergency powers and do like +7, +7, +8, +8, some
Yeah,
crazy number, um, which is definitely a concern. And they're like, if you play Axe Wolves on 3 and then you play emergency powers on 4, you put 3 XP on the Axe Wolves, or with double, it goes to an 8/8. 8/8 shielded on 4 resources, which is kind of ludicrous. Like, if you don't have an answer for that, that's just gonna kill you like very quickly. So I think there are niches for this card. It's just finding the right shell, and if it's not too cute, like if it's actually winning games. The longer the game goes on, the higher the scales too. So like a control deck taps out, and you like pay 10 and put 10 XP on your 2-drop and kill them with their 2-drop. So yeah, I think this card has a lot of potential. I'm just not quite sure if there's like a clear shell that I've seen for it that it really excels in yet.
I would definitely play it in limited though.
Yeah, it seems gross and limited. Um, less likely that they're just going to remove it immediately.
Yeah.
Next is Populist Advisor.
Another official 1/4 for one, which not bad numbers wise. Um, if they deal damage to your base, then this gets Sentinel. If they want to avoid that, they can just attack this, which meant it had Sentinel anyway. So I think this card's decent.
Someone at FFG was like, Ray doesn't have enough good turn 1 plays to fight over. We got to give him some more good turn 1 plays to try and decide. I think it's really, really good in Ray. It's a 2-cost 2/5 that gains Sentinel when your opponent hits you. Like, that seems really good at slowing down ground spam
Mm-hmm.
decks. Outside of Ray, I don't think a lot of decks want 1-drops if they're not a pump leader, so I don't think it's going to see much play outside of that. It is really nice curve filler and limited too, so pretty great card. Can't complain.
I can see it in the Luke deck. Set one Luke.
Oh yeah, that's another context. That is nice. You shield it, and then they hit you, and now you have like budget village protectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaders like that. It's definitely a consideration. Next is Cassian Indoor.
I like Cassian. 2-cost 2/2 while he's defending. Attacker gets -2. A card that tries to deal damage to it, he can prevent that damage, so he can't be killed by. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. 1-cost red, 2 damage.
Daring Raid.
Daring red, thank you. Yeah, I think this card's kind of solid. I wish it had the rebel trait on it, but
Too early in Cassian's life.
yeah.
This card loves to give Tarkentown the finger, which I find hilarious. Like, it's like playing Lurking Typhanum against Cat. Cat's just like, okay, I'm depressed. I have no leader ability. It survives McClunky. Like, this seems really good anti-Cad tech. Like, if you're not just hate picking Cad and Padme, it's fine. Like, it seems really hard to kill in a 2-cost 2/4 meta. They attack it for 0, so they can't really kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can stick it and put an upgrade on it or something, like, I think there's a lot of potential here. Again, it's kind of just what deck wants this. Like, it's not a 1-drop, so it's not the greatest in Ray. Ray might still play some copies just to hedge against the Tarkentown.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from like Ray and Luke, I don't know what deck wants it. But it's definitely like it's got some powerful text on it. Next is Chandrillion Sponsor.
I like it. 2/3 restore 2 official. That's I think pretty solid for a turn 1 play. It's gonna be pretty annoying because you're constantly restoring 2 until they deal with it.
And then Satine, every time they attack into it, Satine can heal 2 off of it, and then it restores
Yeah,
2, and it goes even. Like, this seems obnoxious in Satine.
yeah,
And again, like, Space Aggro just doesn't have too many ways to interact with ground units, and just being able to play Restore 2 on turn 1,
yeah.
like, it seems very, very
That's really
difficult
strong.
for Space Aggro to chew through these kinds of cards when they're in the format.
I can see this card being played in Premier and in obviously in Limited. I think it'd be really
Yeah,
strong too.
I'm scared of Satine and Limita. I think she might be like, I'm just gonna put 36 cards in my deck and you're gonna deck because I have such a huge density of restore effects. But yeah, pretty great card, even though it's kind of an unassuming common, but it's got good words on it.
Yeah.
And we've got Populous Champion.
3/5 vanilla for 3. I think it's fine. It's an official. Uh, Again, another card that I wouldn't be sad to see in Limited. I don't know that I'd find a lot of room for it in Premier, but there's worse cards than 3/5 for 3.
I mean, like Liberated Slaves have seen play in
Mm-hmm.
competitive decks before, and this card is Liberated Slaves with a relevant trait. I don't think any of
Yeah.
the traits that the decks playing Liberated Slaves cared about the traits. So yeah, I mean, I could see a world where this sees like 2 or 3 of in a certain deck that really just wants that sticky official in the mid game. But it's obviously not exciting. It's a vanilla. There's no text in the text box, so it's definitely more hedged towards limited. But I wouldn't be surprised if a deck picked it up and played it in Premiere. Now this card's going to be picked up and played in decks in Premiere. This is Senator Chuchi.
You follow up your Chandrillan sponsor with this one,
Yep.
and then be restoring a ridiculous amount every turn. Yeah, and it's official, Republic, whatever. Although there are more Republic cards. I like this one. 2/5 for 3 with Restore 1. I'd play it. And
Yeah.
then give another official unit Restore 2. There's so many officials in this set that I think there's a lot of good options.
Another card to put in the pile of low rarity cards and making sure you can never kill Satine in limited. Like, yeah, I mean, if your local meta is aggro heavy, you can just pick up the Satine officials deck and just like make them regret their life. There is so much early restore in the set. And honestly, I was surprised there was no anti-healing put into the set for limited. Like,
Uh-huh.
because the Tri-Fighter and Wolf are both rotating out. So this might just be like super obnoxious post-rotation too. Like this card is obviously very, very good. It's got a lot of good words on it and it's got good stats for cost. So I would not be surprised at all if this sees play in a competitive deck. Now we've got Galen Urso.
Name a card, and each non-leader card an opponent owns with that name, including those not in play, lose all their abilities, and this can be plotted in. I could see this being used in some scenarios. Certain cards that you just want to say, no, I don't want to deal with that card's abilities. So it's kind of like what is it, regional governor type card. Yeah, they can play the card. It's just going to lose its abilities.
Now, notably in this game, events have abilities, so this does affect events, which is powerful. And it also doesn't specify non-base card. Bases are cards, so you can name your opponent's Tarkin Town or ECL or Force Base, and while this is in play, they have no base text, which is a really this kind of effect hasn't existed in the game to this degree that you can just hate pick your opponent's base with an effect. So that gives them playability on its own, I think.
Didn't think about affecting bases with it. All it says is non-leader.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this doesn't fall into the... It's a bit stickier than Regional Governor. It's very similar to Regional Governor. And it doesn't fall into the Bazine problem where, you Bazine them to rip their SLB, and then they have 2 copies of SLB, and you lose anyway. This card just makes sure, when I play it and name Super Laser Blast, you are not doing anything with Super Laser Blast until you kill my Galen. Which is very, very good. And plot, obviously, being able to just plot this and name Rivals Fall, and it's you can't Rivals Fall my Anakin. until you kill the Galen first. Um, like, I definitely think there are contexts where this card is really, really powerful. And it's similar to Regional Governor, where if the meta settles and you know what you need to be naming to prevent your opponent in the matchup, like, this card could be one of the best cards in your deck. Like, it is a very powerful answer, and it hits such a broad scope of things. Like, it's so generic that I think it feels like a very staple card. It feels like it's going to be very hard to play a blue hero deck without playing 2x of this someplace and
Mm-hmm.
then winning games off of it. This card seems very strong to me.
Yeah.
Next is Coronet.
It's a good thing they're giving blue heroism some restore.
Yeah, they didn't have enough restore.
Yeah, exactly. And this one gets restore 1, and each other friendly unit gets restore 1, and it's a 4/6 in space. This card could be pretty good, I think.
Seems very
in
playable.
the restore healing style decks that are really annoying to get through.
Yep. So FFG wants you to put Coronet and Home 1 and play at the same time and give your whole board
Right.
restore 2, and then they have to have natural restore. All right, I'm gonna heal 10 damage. Like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm gonna heal 10 damage around. It's just, yeah. I mean, the problem with this card is at a certain density, your restore cards don't matter anymore because you're healing more than your opponent is dealing to your base.
Yeah.
And you're just wasting it. Like, why would I spend 5 to get my board restore if I'm already doing restore? But it's got good stats, and it's a space unit, which Blue Green Hero really hasn't had a good mid game space unit, so it'll probably see some play.
Mm-hmm.
It's also Mandalorian if you want to play This Is the Way. Rod if This Is the Way.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Then we've got Captain Rex.
6 cost 7/7. I like the numbers. When played and when it completes an attack, give it and an enemy unit sentinel. I could see this card seeing some play. I think the card's pretty decent.
Seems really good. Like 7/7 Sentinel. They've usually been pretty conservative with the stats on Sentinel. Sure, it's kind of conditional. You only get it the round you play it, and then you have to attack first action the next round to get it back. But I think that decks that want to play this, giving your opponent's unit a Sentinel isn't really a downside. It's like, I was going to attack this unit anyway, so I just get a 7/7 Sentinel. Which seems very, very good. So I definitely think this card will probably find a home. It seems very strong in the decks that want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Jade Squadron Patrol.
6/6 for 6 in space. That's a sentinel. Resistance trait, which is fine.
You can buff it with,
It's not.
What's her face?
Oh yeah.
Holdo. Admiral Holdo.
Holdo. Admiral Holdo.
How do they beat your 8/8 space unit in Admiral Holdo?
I think this unit could be pretty good. If you need that space sentinel, this is a pretty strong one.
Yeah, I mean, it's got great stats.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fine card. I think it's not the best card, but I could see it in certain decks.
Yeah, I mean, it has a niches of very, like, just slapping this out against a space deck, they're going to be sad. Like, oh, I have to chew through a 6/6?
Yeah.
So, like, maybe sideboard play or main board if you really hate space decks. Like, I could definitely see this getting put in a sleeve in a competitive deck. Then we've got Vigil.
I mean, the first line is cool, and then the second line is like, not sure about that. Basically, giving it more damage. I don't see why I would play this over other 7-cost blue heroism units, namely Luke Skywalker.
This card having plot to me is just bizarre. Like, what 7 to play leader did they think? Oh yeah, when you flip this leader, you want to play Vigil and give it 1 damage prevention. So this
Right,
and then give this card an extra damage prevention.
flip Yoda and this. I mean, Yay.
Woohoo! That's what I needed. My Yoda have pseudo 10 health instead
Yeah.
of 9 health.
I mean, I'd rather just play Luke. I mean, any 7 cost blue heroism unit, you have to compare to Luke,
Yeah.
at least until he rotates up.
And then we're gonna compare everything to Coloring Buck. Nah, he's not blue hero. Not exactly the same thing, but it's similar.
No,
We're
but
kind of at the spot in
it's,
green hero
yeah,
where you have to compare every 7 drop to Coloring.
you have to compare everything to Skellerin, yeah.
Yeah. It is very funny that if you Han in this card, it deals itself 3 damage because Han is another card.
Yeah,
Now all your other Honden cards only take 1 damage though, which is funny. But
yeah.
maybe a one of if someone's playing around in a Han 2 deck. But outside of that, it's not worth the space, and it's another bad legendary because of course you gotta hit that
No.
quota. Next is Satine Cries or Bo-Katan Cries, different Cries.
Bo-Katan. Yeah. I mean, it costs 9. And there's not a lot of 9 cost blue heroism cards. 8/8 numbers are pretty good. It's got a decent one plate ability. Give everything -3/-3 at each enemy unit. Um, kill an enemy unit and give an experience token. It's okay. I mean, it's good. It just seems kind of win more.
It is
I don't
interesting
know.
that it has basically no competition. Like there's not a lot of
Yeah,
9 cost units, especially in Hero.
yeah,
So it kind of fills a niche by itself. Um, in that context, I find it very funny that this is Snoke's text and Gideon Haast's text had a baby, but it's heroism, and those are 2 villainy cards. Seems very, very bizarre color pie wise, but sure. Um, it is annoying that, unlike Snoke, the negative effect doesn't persist. Like,
yeah.
I would have preferred it to be like when played, give each enemy unit -3, -3, while Bo Katan is in play. Then I'd be a lot higher on this card. As written,
Yes.
like maybe you play it, maybe you kill a guy or two, and then you've got this big unit that probably gets XP. But I don't know if at 9 you really need this effect. Like you've probably either
Right.
stabilized or died, and I think yeah, you were right. It's more win more. It doesn't really help you win or lose. It kind of just like I'm in a good position now. My opponent's just in a really really bad position.
Really bad. Yeah.
So it's probably not worth slotting for that reason. Now, if you now there are 2 of them with a you play Mandalorian on 6, and then you now there are 2 of them into this on 7. There you go. Now it's insane, right? Next is diplomatic immunity.
This is kind of an interesting upgrade. Yeah, you have to disclose 2 blue and 2 heroic. Um, but it gives gives a unit kind of a Chirrut effect. Um, and hell, just play it on Chirrut and make him even worse. Like I think this card could be interesting in the right deck, but you have to be able to consistently disclose 2 blue and 2 heroism.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with this card is it puts a really like if you're not a mono deck, it puts a large stress on holding the right cards in your hand. The
Uh-huh.
text is very powerful. I mean, we've seen Chirrut in play. Like being able to put this on a Sentinel or your leader or something, it makes him very very sticky. But
Hmm.
I don't know if that's worth putting the strain on your deck outside of a mono blue hero deck. I think this is a slam dunk in mono blue hero if you've got upgrade slots. But
Yeah, like this in a Ray deck or something. Give a unit +2/+2 and the disclosability.
yep, seems good. But aside from that context, I think it's just too much to ask for a dual color deck
Hmm.
to try and figure out in game. It looks a lot better on paper than it probably is in practice. But
Yeah,
maybe I'll be proven wrong. We'll see. Now we've got 1 in a million.
I think this card is too iffy to make work. Like, you just the math has to really line up, and it's like, yay, 1 in a million. Um, can't play it from your hand. You defeat a unit with power and HP equal to the number of ready resources you control. Just far too specific to make work, I think.
I think
There's
there's
just
about a
better
1 in a million
cards.
chance I put this in a sleeve.
Yeah.
Like, the one deck I've seen it pop off on is Bale, because Bale wants to play a lot of plot cards, so you can
Mhm.
order your plot triggers to get it to where your 1 in a million hits more often, and Bale can deploy multiple times to make sure it lines up at the right time. I think it's fine in Bale. Like, I actually think it is worth putting a couple copies in a Bale blue deck. Outside of Bale, it's very, very rarely going to line up where you want to kill it when all these other plot cards are just generic and they just do the thing when you play them, um, which is what you want out of a already kind of situational card. You can only do it when you deploy, or you want to do it when you deploy your leader. I guess you can play them outside of deploying your leader, but they're usually undercosted, so it's not ideal. So yeah, it's just I think there's much better plot options that hit more often than this card does.
Yeah. And just better removal options if that's all you're looking for.
Yeah, even in Hero, which is saying something.
Yeah.
Except we've got Exiled from the Force.
Um, an anti-force card, um, and you can give it grit. So, I mean, you can play this on an opponent's card and get rid of the force trait if that's that important, or you can put it on one of your own units and give it grit. This card is meh. I mean, double blue only costs one to give grit. I don't know. I'm just not too keen on this card.
This is I think no, I guess Grim Resolve gave it, but this is like a very unique card because they're very cautious with giving grit on cards.
Mm-hmm.
So this effect doesn't come around very often. Sure, it blanks all the other abilities and loses the force, which is a pretty big cost. I think it prevents if it didn't have that text, it would be broken on our own stuff. Being able to like
Yeah.
flip Kylo and Mono Blue, give this to him, and just give him grit would be kind of nuts. Even for three, probably. But with the blank effect, it's probably better on your opponent's unit and
Yeah.
just like killing it in one hit so they don't get a benefit from the grit. And then you get like a Force Lightning S thing that maybe gets upside if they have the Force trait. Um, aside from that, I don't know. I don't know if it's good enough. I don't know if blanking abilities comes up often enough. It is funny that they can be like wailing on your Satine leader, and you're just like, ha ha, I don't need the restore. Now she's like a 7-1. Good God. But, like, I think outside of like meme scenarios, I don't think it's worth slotting. Next up is Donnie Pilgrim.
uh, for a one cost, I think this card's all right. I mean, 1/3 for one blade heal, and when defeated heal. Uh, as a turn one play, it's not that great because you don't necessarily need to heal your base at that point. But later in the game, it's something that's going to give you 2 health. It's okay. I can see it being okay and limited,
Seems
but
like a
pretty
nice
good.
curve filler in limited.
Yeah.
I think every one cost when defeated card you have to look at least a little harder because Director Krennic exists to reduce them to free. Um,
Yeah.
I think there's better options, at least pre-rotation. But if you're not a force deck and can't play Owen Lars, like maybe we're playing like Thrawn Mono Blue for some reason, I might consider this card to play it in pairs with Krennic.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can double the when defeated too. But outside of that context, it's a draft card.
Yeah.
Now we've got Escape Pod.
Um, I just don't see it seeing a whole lot of play. I mean, fine, you can capture a friendly non-vehicle unit and maybe save it from something. It's just, I guess it's a roundabout way of, oh, they put a bad upgrade on my unit and I want to get rid of it. Let me capture it and then get this unit killed off. And now I've got my unit back, and you can discard your entrenched or your whatever you put on your perilous position.
Yeah. I feel like if this card cost more, it would be really nice in Qui Gon. Being able to like
Hmm.
playing in Qui-Gon, capture your guy to heal it, and then bounce it and play something cheaper. Get your guy back fully healthy. Like that would
And
have
get
been
your guy
cool.
back.
I think they
Yeah.
want you to play it in DJ, being able to. DJ is all about capturing your own stuff and then
Yeah.
agreeing your own stuff. So it's like it's interesting there. I think DJ just has some problems that I'm not going to go over until we actually go over the card DJ. But I think outside of DJ, this card just doesn't do a niche that you really need very often. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's really worth putting in a deck. Next is Lobot.
Lobot. Turn 1/04 Sentinel with grit. Uh, I mean, it's not bad. Put it down to 0/4. They probably can't kill it right away. It's probably going to get grit, and you can at least get an attack off with it, and maybe kill something off when they attack it the second time.
I mean, like it's a really efficient early game blocker with Sentinel. Like maybe like there might be a deck that wants it. The thing with Sentinels like Lobot and Loftwolf is if they leaned on you, they feel real bad.
Yeah.
Like you pay 2 for something that can't do any damage to your opponent's base, and then they're just
Yeah.
in space and don't care. So that's a bit of a damper on the card, but I could definitely still see some play, especially in Villainy, which is hurting for early game Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to slow the game down a bit.
I can see it in Kira.
Yeah, Kira can shield it, make it a 2/2. That's something. Now we've got Lost Jedi.
It's okay. 1/3 Force and Jedi with grit. I mean, I would think in most Force decks, I'd probably rather play something like Secretive Sage, but at least this has the Jedi trait.
Yeah, Jedi trait matters sometimes, which could cause it to get put in a deck. I don't know why they keep putting all the turn 1 plays in blue. Like, Blue Force has like 8 turn 1 play options, and Yellow Villain is like, guess I play Mysterious Hermit. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but like the card's okay. Maybe there's some fringe deck that wants their turn 1 play to be a Force unit with grit. It's like more Nalase food and limited. Next is Senate Warden.
2 cost 2/2 when defeated. Give an experience token. Disclose a blue and give an experience token to a unit. I think this one's okay. 2 cost 2/2. Next turn, play something. Trade this into something else, or at least get it killed off and give something an experience token.
Yeah, seems fine. I think it's mostly focused on limited. You know, it's a blue common. Like, it'll be interesting limited. And the experience token gives it a little bit more flexibility than some 2-drops past turn 1, which is nice. And obligatory when defeated. Hey, maybe Thrawn. Probably not in Premier, but you never know. In a Twin Suns deck with Thrawn that needs to fill slots, you can see it. But yeah, it's okay. Nothing wrong with the card. It's just not a very powerful or exciting card.
Yeah.
Speaking of not very powerful or not very exciting, here's Defense Fleet X-Wing.
If you're playing a villainy deck, at least it gives you another Space Sentinel option. If you're playing a heroism deck, you should just be playing Concord Dawn Interceptors.
See, this is so I can play 6 Concord Dawn Interceptors in my Ray Upsal anti-space deck.
Right?
I mean, even Villain has Supremacy Tie and Contracted Jumpmaster, which now they
That's
don't
true.
have 4 health. 4 health does make a Space Sentinel a bit better because most 3-drops have 3 power. But it does nothing back. Like, this isn't killing barely anything except for TIE Fighter tokens, which just is not ideal. If this was a 2/4, I'd be like slam dunk. Yes, in a probably consider it over Supremacy Die, but as is, yeah, I don't think it's good enough. Sorry. Okay, so here's Wilro Hood.
I think this one could be good if you run upgrades. I guess, the upgrade can't be defeated or bounced. So you can pump him kind of freely. Could be interesting.
Yeah, not just saying like no, you can't confiscate or you can't fang fighter is it's very interesting. It's a unique effect. Um,
Yeah.
you still get wasted by power of the dark side and melee, but it
Mhm.
cuts down the number of answers to slapping an upgrade on this guy that people typically run.
Yeah.
Which definitely makes him interesting. I could see him seeing play in some sort of upgrade deck. He's a character that definitely like shows like yes, this is truly Star Wars Unlimited. This guy is he was like an extra on one of the original films, and he became a fan favorite. He got a Wikipedia entry for some weird reason, and then like
Yeah.
now his story's like fleshed out. Someone wrote a comic on him or something. Like it's very funny. But yeah, he's got a card now, and it's actually pretty interesting, and unique, which is nice. Next is Bardodin Ornithopter.
If you're looking for more card draw, this could be good. I mean, it's just a 4 cost 3/4 in space. So the numbers are fine. They're just basic. Um, but you disclose something, you can draw a card. I can see a use for it, but there are other options at 4.
You make this a 3 cost card, slam dunk. I would absolutely
Yeah.
play it. 4 cost card, the stats are too low, I think. I think there's other, like, card draw is actually catching up to being, like, a playable level recently. So I
Hmm.
don't think I'd play a really bad statted space unit to get a single card.
Limited, I think it'd be fine though.
Yeah, it'll be fine filler and limited. We've got the Rotunda Senate Guards.
Another conditional Sentinel. It's undamaged. It's Sentinel. Gets damaged. Now it's not. 4 cost 4/5. Numbers are fine. I mean, it's an okay card.
It's
I
going to
play it in
see
limited.
about as much play as Vigilance Honor Guards did, which was
Yeah.
almost the exact same card, but it cost 5. This one's stats are much better, so maybe it'll see a little bit more play. But I just think there's better things to do
Hmm.
on your 4 resource turn than playing a Sentinel that gets hit by a battle droid and stops being a Sentinel. Next is Congress of Malister.
A more expensive, larger version of Guardian of the Wills. Except you can play the upgrade anywhere, not just on that unit. It's okay if you're playing a upgrade style deck. It does have official, which I think is a relevant trait in this set. It's okay. Because there are probably better things you can do for 5 resources.
Now, you see, I play unitless control with 3 Congress of Malister, and just play 3 Frozen and Carbonite, and 3 Entrenched, and 3 Condemned, and just get them for cheaper, and we just, like, freeze all their stuff. That'll totally work, and it's totally worth putting compared to better
Right.
cards. No, I just like that it's a 5/5/2. Like, this effect, I want more health on it. Like, if it was a 3/7, we'd be gaming. Like, I'd consider this card because you want it to stick as long as possible to give you that discount, and it just I
Yeah.
don't think it'll stick at 5 health.
No.
Then we've got Nalase.
Something that you can play to heal some units. I think in limited, I think this card would be pretty good. I just don't know where I'd put it in a premier deck.
Yeah, just unit healing just isn't good right now. At least
Nah.
pre-rotation. Maybe post-rotation if the game shifts to a more unit combat type thing. Then maybe unit healing gets a bit more valuable. Like she's got good stats. There's nothing really wrong with her. It's just unit healing isn't really impactful right now.
No, there's just too much removal that doesn't matter how much your health your units have. I'm just going to kill it.
Yep. Next is the Alderaanian Envoys.
3/7 restore 3 for 6. The restore 3 is good. 3/7 is it's not horribly impactful for 6. Um, there's probably better things you can do for 6. If you're just looking to stall and heal and make yourself hard to kill, I can see this card being useful, like in limited.
Yeah.
But in Premiere, I don't know.
It seems pretty disgusting. Again, it's a common that Satine can play to make sure you never kill her. I'm drafting Sadine every time I see her, man. She's got so much gas
Yeah,
in the set. It's also funny that this is Ray's exact stats if she attacks and buffs herself. Like you can just
yeah,
play Ray as a 6 cost unit. Is it good enough? Probably not. Ray's nice because she's a free unit, but it is
yeah.
funny that that's an effect in the game now. Um, yeah, I mean, it's an okay card.
And
It
it's an
just
official.
yeah, it doesn't help you fight for the board, and you kind of want that. You're leaning towards that immediate impact being pretty important around the 6 resource range, and this doesn't have Sentinel. It doesn't kill a thing on enter. Nothing spicy like that. So it's probably not good enough for Premier. Next up is the Umbaran Mobile Cannon.
I kind of like this one. 7/3 for 6. First time it would take damage each phase, prevent that damage. So if they want to kill it, they're going to have to hit it twice. And if they don't kill it and you get to use it next turn, you're attacking for 7.
Yeah, it's like I think once the better removal rotates out, this thing will be a menace.
Yeah,
You can't kill it with damage based removal or like a lot or without a lot of combat. Like seems very sticky when stuff like Vanquish is gone. Um,
yeah,
Imagine putting a pilot leader in this, like because it's a vehicle. Like put
yeah,
Lando in it. Now it's a 12/8 Sentinel that doesn't take damage the first time each round. Like disgusting. Like Lando's
yeah.
still a bad leader, but that interaction sounds disgusting. Lando enjoys rejoice. Um, I think this card might find a niche. It's a really unique effect, and attacking for 7 is a lot.
Yeah.
And then we've got a good Lando.
7 costs 6/8. His numbers are great. He's got grit. Um, Choose an enemy unit and a friendly non-leader unit. And if you do, heal 6 damage from your base, and the enemy unit captures the friendly. So if you need to stabilize or badly heal something, give them your worst unit and heal 6. It's pretty good. Again, if you're playing a heroism deck, is it better than loot? Probably not, but I I think this card's pretty decent actually.
I think
And a
his
villainy deck can make use of it.
yeah, Villainy doesn't have that many great healing options, and this is like a great healing option.
Yeah,
Um, and then you could just like play this, and then next turn, no glory the unit you put your unit under and get your unit back.
yeah.
Also, find it weird that this unit didn't seem to lose stats for having grit, like at all.
No,
I feel like
because
typically
it doesn't
units,
need the grit.
yeah, are a little bit smaller when they have grit. And nope, this guy's just a 7 cost 6/8, which is about right.
Yeah,
Which is really bizarre. But yeah, I could definitely see him seeing play. It's pretty like the effect isn't always good, but like even if you're not using his effects, he's a 7 cost 6/8 grit, which is a very large unit. So
yeah.
then we've got nimble prowess.
I like this upgrade. 1 costs 1/1, but you can exhaust a unit when played. Um, I think that could see some play. You can do worse things for 1 resource.
Yeah, it's like reverse snapshot reflexes, which
Yeah,
is um, very flavorful. Good job, FOG. Like I don't know if this effect is worth dex loss. It's one of these categories of cards. Like there's nothing wrong with it. 1 cost for +1/+1 and an interesting effect is
hmm
is good enough. But like, is this worth spending dex slots on versus other cards? And I don't know if that's the case. We'll see. Maybe there's a deck that really wants it, but I'm not seeing it immediately. Now, the biggest upside to this card is getting the best chase scene in Star Wars depicted on a piece of art. The Kenobi show was something else, but this was definitely a large part of it. Was yeah, this scene being something that exists in Star Wars forever now.
yeah.
All right, Star Wars Discord aside, we've got Armor of Fortune.
Hey, we got plot armor now.
You can literally put plot armor on your leader.
Exactly, and I honestly like this card just because of that. Um, you want to plot it out and suddenly make your leader bigger, or you know, you don't have to put it on your leader, but obviously you probably would in most cases. Um, it'd be free and Chancellor Palpatine. Um, so yeah, I kind of like this card.
I think this will see at least a moderate amount of play. Like leaders that
Yeah,
really want to stick to use their leader ability, just pay 2 and make sure they stick. Like, and
yeah,
it saves actions. Like, again, worst case you just row it and don't play it. Like, there's just so much going for it, and it's like it doesn't feel too overcusted to plot. Like,
no,
sure you can play resilient for 1, but this only costs 1 more resource to get you those benefits of plot, which I think is worth the resource. Yeah, I definitely see use cases for this card. Now I've got Disciples Devotion.
3 cost 1/3, but tapped unit exhausted gains Sentinel. Um, I could see a couple uses for that in a defensive style deck, something with where you want to block with some sort of Sentinel, and there you're getting in +1/+3. I think it'll be pretty good in limited.
See, another reason we need a perma exhaust unit, a unit that is permanently exhausted. Where is Han Solo with his subtitle Frozen in Carbonite that just stays exhausted? Does it make him a Disciples Devotion on him and make him a perma Sentinel? Um, you can. He'd be good with C-3PO. Come on, FFG. You know, I fully give you permission to steal my idea and print.
Or if somebody plays that Cantwell Arrestor Cruiser and exhausts one of your units and it can't ready, then like, okay, cool, I'm gonna play this on it.
Got him. Nice. Yeah, I don't think this upgrade is very good. I really hate Sentinel that requires you to attack the first action if it's not attached to extra stats, which this upgrade isn't really it. So I don't think this will see much play. It's probably pretty good and limited. You can put it on your leader or something. Make Satine a 1/11 Sentinel. Yeah, your opponent will be having so much fun when you do that. Okay, here's Scour the Archives.
For 1, you can search 8 cards for an upgrade. It's a pretty deep search if you're playing an upgrade-centric deck and you really need to pull an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean...
Other than that, yeah.
If you really need upgrades, this is a good way to find upgrades. If you're playing in an upgrade-centric deck, or upgrade-heavy deck, maybe put some slots towards finding your better upgrades. If not, don't play it. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to be pretty bad in limited because I don't think you're going to put that many upgrades in your deck. It's only a 30-card deck. You search top 8, so you search about a 4th-year deck. Maybe we still play it in limited. That probably hits pretty often with only a couple hits. No. Don't skip Relief Request, even though we totally could.
The Eye of Aldani?
Oh, no. I have these in the wrong order. Because I forgot Relief Request. Alright, here's Eye of Aldani. Yes.
This one could be really annoying. I kind of like this card. If you really want to stall your opponent out some, for each enemy unit, they got to pay 1 or exhaust that unit. So it's kind of win-win. They're either exhausting a unit or they're exhausting resources, and it only costs you 1.
Yeah, it seems very easy to just slide this in when you're playing off curve and make your opponent make some really difficult choices.
Yeah.
Like, if you really don't want your opponent to flip and send to you on 6, you just play all Eye of Aldani on 5, and then they have to tap their whole board to not send to you. So, yeah, I think there will be some deck. Like, this card in theory is very good. I just don't know what deck wants it, like, mainboard practice. Like, it seems very good sideboard against go wide decks. Like, you have 8 1/1 tokens, and you only have 6 resources. Like, you literally can't keep all of them, and they're probably not worth 1 resource to keep, so it's probably 1 resource tap your opponent's whole board, which is pretty significant. Alright, here's Relief Request.
more unit healing. I mean, for two, you could heal three from a unit and then disclose and heal three from another unit. Um, I don't know that I'd put that in because I probably don't need to heal my units that bad unless you build some sort of sentinel stall deck where you just want to keep your sentinel alive the whole game.
Yep, unit healing bad. All right, we can move on.
Yeah,
Okay, not a bad card. Knowledge and defense is the next one.
it's like a different version of make an opening. Instead of healing your base, you get to draw a card. I like it.
I think there are
In
definitely
some
decks I'd want this in.
Yeah, in some cases, I think it'd be better than make an opening.
Yeah, I am a Rebellious Hammerhead addict, so any card that replaces itself makes my Rebellious Hammerheads deal more damage. So
Oh yeah,
immediately considering this in some blue-red hero decks, like this Yoda red deck that tries to draw Ray as often as possible, you get the make an opening effect. You can draw the Ray, trigger the Ray. Like this seems like slam
yeah,
dunk in that deck. Um, and I think it might see some play in some other blue decks. It's just two very good neutral effects, and it's not the greatest, but you can also just cycle it to draw a card, like play it
yeah.
on your own exhausted unit or whatever if you need to dig for an answer. So all around great card. Next is Charged with Murder.
Another conditional removal card. This goes two blue and then defeat a damaged non-leader unit. So yeah, just it's okay. Um, we just have better removal that isn't quite as conditional, but I could see this being used in some decks.
Maybe post rotation. I assume we'll continue to get ping leaders like we've already gotten Dedra and Kit Fisto. Like maybe
Mm-hmm.
post rotation. Like this seems very good in like a post rotation like soft control Dedra deck where it's like you either shoot your unit for two or I draw a card, and if you shoot your unit for two, then I get to charge with murder and kill it for four, which is pretty efficient so far for post rotation standards. Pre rotation, it's just there's so much better removal that you can play
Yeah,
in your deck compared to this card. I'm still mad it doesn't work sequencing wise with Padme. Um, Padme's ability triggers midway through this, but you have to finish resolving the charge with murder before you resolve the Padme. So you can't like disclose and ping with Padme and then use the other text to kill it. You have to have Padme to previous turn to turn it on, which is lame. Not like Padme Blue is going to be something we're going to be playing anyway, but still mad at that.
right.
And they've got Retaliation.
Another conditional removal card. I think this condition is probably easier to meet, but it means you had to take it to the face before you can use the card. So again, better removal out there.
This is very funny in the disclose set where you can just like disclose it every turn and be like, if you hit me with your leader, it's dead. Like,
Yep, we're gonna kill it. And yeah,
like,
and that is one thing. It doesn't say non-leader, so you can kill anything with it.
yep. Oh, it's not even your base. You can kill your own stuff with it. That's very funny.
Oh, that's true. You can play it in Throne 4.
Heck yeah. Hit him with your legacy run, retaliation, your own legacy run. Got him. I mean, it's just again like in the current card pool, there's just better removal spells so you can play your deck.
Yeah,
Post rotation, maybe like it's definitely got some potential, especially in Hero, which doesn't get access to New Glory. Um,
yeah.
so yeah. Now we've got Hyperspace Disaster.
This could be really deadly against those space decks. I could see this winding up in sideboards. I don't know about main, but sideboards for sure, and main if you're just running some sort of just control deck.
More fuel for the anti-ray all space deck. Got it. We'll never lose to space aggro ever. Um, yeah, I mean they printed a lot of space hate in this set. We'll see if it remains to be seen because they printed a lot going for some of these space aggro decks too. So we'll see if it balances out or if the space aggro still comes out on top. But I think it
The
is really
problem
nice
is,
to have some of these answers in the card pool.
yeah, the problem is it costs 7,
Yeah, which is
and
pretty
by
cool.
then the space aggro deck probably killed you.
That's their hope. You're hoping
Yeah,
you're alive to play your hyperspace disaster.
yeah,
All right, that is all of the cards in Vigilance for this set.
cool.
You got any closing thoughts about the Vigilance this time around?
Um, Probably just the thoughts that I'm kind of feeling about this set in general. That a lot of the cards I think are going to be fine to play in limited. Finding spots in a premier deck is going to be a little bit more difficult just because we have so many sets to choose from right now. And I just think there are better versions of some of these cards in previous sets.
Yeah, I think there are some hidden gems for the most part. The card
Yeah.
power level just it isn't where it's at to make a ton of waves in the current competitive premier format. But I think a lot of cards you'll see playing draft or sealed or twin suns or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But yeah, the set is just overall weaker, and I think Vigilance follows that trend for the most part.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap this up then. Thanks for watching the first installment of our Secrets of Power set review. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make the number go up. I want to see more subscribers so I can keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's all we've got. We'll see you in a future set review.